Album Man, and today I'm going to be doing a review of Stratovarius, their new album, Nemesis. So this is the 14th studio album from the Finnish power metal band, and it is also the first of their albums to feature the new drummer, Rolf Pilv, I think, and it was released on February 22nd, 2013. Now, I haven't heard any other Stratovarius albums, to be quite honest, before going to this one, so I didn't know quite what to expect. I mean, I suppose I was thinking it'd probably just be some, fairly standard European power metal, but is it? Well, let's find out. We'll take a look in detail. Okay, so the album starts with Abandon. And it starts with a drum, well, the drums getting louder and louder until the power chords come in and the guitar turns it into a fast-paced frenzy with some even choir-like backing vocals before Timo's voice comes in. And Timo really does have a very good voice of power metal. Even though he may not have quite the biggest range I've heard, he can still hit some, pretty high notes. And this song is a really good song. It has some very strong guitar riffs, and the solo is decent. And, it's a pretty heavy song that builds to a wonderfully catchy chorus, which, any good power metal song should have. And it really also shows quite a bit of keyboards, which are quite an integral part of this band's sound, which is good. I find too many power metal bands really don't utilise their keyboardists. I'm talking to you, Dragon Force. And anyhow, I think, it's a really solid start to the album. So then we get to Unbreakable. This is the lead single from the album, and you can tell why it was picked as the main single. It's a very keyboard-driven song with synths swelling in the background, and the main keyboard melody, it's just so damn good and catchy. It'll go round in your head, especially when combined with Timo's voice and Matthias's guitar. I mean, the chorus is wonderful and catchy as hell. As I said, it'll go around your head, no doubt about it. It's certainly a fairly pop-influenced power metal song, and is lighter than most power metal I hear, but it's a sort of a nice change of pace instead of just listening to Halloween clones with no imagination all day long. And yeah, it's a wonderful, addictive song. Definitely recommend hearing it, though the best is yet to come. Stand My Ground's next. Starts mainly with some chugging riffs and is almost thrash sounding, certainly the beginning, which is pretty cool. And the thing about it is how dramatically it builds. I mean, seriously, the amount it builds in the first 1 minute 30 is quite a feat, to be honest. You think it's going to be a fairly standard affair, but then it suddenly starts to take off faster than a 747 Stranger in the Night. Please don't someone got that reference. To its soaring, infectious chorus, which has such an overproduced big sound to it, and reminds me of the reduction of the German power metal band Iron Savior, or something, like that. It's a fantastic song. Then Helicon Days. Now this is just the best song on the album, from its weird electronic sounds and choir sound to its big fat guitar riff and its stellar vocals. Yeah, it's my favourite, and it's because of mainly how stunning the chorus is. It's the best power metal song, quite frankly, I've heard since Sonata Arctica's I Have a Right, which was early last year. And this song, again, like Unbreakable, it may have a lighter sound to it, but the chorus, it's just so stupidly catchy, even if I'm repeating myself. This song, it's just amazing. If you want to know if you like this album, I definitely recommend you listen to Helicon Days and probably Unbreakable. But anyway, we'll carry on. Fantasy, and this song carries on the keyboard heavy sound, which is, really cool. And it has a really nice bass line from Laurie that drives the song, and it really is the definition of positive metal, this song, and seems to basically just be about how you can make your dreams come true, and that, there's nothing wrong with a positive message in metal, especially when it has a really solid chorus. I do find the guitar a little lackluster, sorry Matthias, but, and the solo and riffs, they're fairly averagey. Decent song though. Out of the Fog starts with a drum beat I could march to before changing direction completely. Is it just me, or at the beginning of power metal songs, and this speaks for a lot of power metal bands, it seems like the band's just trolling you. They have like 5 to 10 seconds of something vastly different to the rest of the song, and it's like, what, why? Who knows? Anyway, I'm afraid this song, it didn't grab me as much as the others. It has a decent hook to it, but it's not particularly special. And this choir sound that they have near the beginning, you know, I praised it towards the beginning, but it's starting to get a little repetitive now. It starts to lose its effect by this stage. Even though the song does showcase some progressive elements, which I always love, I do find it falls a bit flat. It's decent, but nothing too special. Castles in the Air is next, and you know, that's my third favourite Don McLean song to Vincent and American Pie. And it's a rather alright Stratovarius song as well. I mean, it starts with a pleasant piano melody just before Tommy's Tommy's voice, before the annoying choir effect comes in again, which is starting to really bug me by this stage. I mean, even if it's only present for a bit, the problem with this song is that firstly, the chorus isn't all that compelling. And secondly, it's a little too similar to the song before it, and a lot of songs on the album. However, do I even have however to say about this song? Well, yeah, oh, sorry, yeah. Just losing my trail of thought there. However, the keyboards and guitar solos are some of the best on the album. I really do save the song from being all bad. Again, I mean, it's common with this power metal genre that, you know, it's just a decent song, not memorable, and the solos really make it, you know, an alright song. I do find power metal can be a little stale at times, and at this stage of the album, it has been a bit stale. But then Dragons, definitely I'd say, comes back, has some electronic sounds which seem to drive the song along, along with the heavy overdriven guitar riff. Now, I mean, I like Dragons, who doesn't in the right mind like dragons, and I like a good old song about dragons. So luckily, Stratovarius managed to pull off a really good, strong song about these flying beasties. I mean, the song has a very, for lack of a better adjective, dragony chorus, is also exceptionally catchy. It really is a strong song. One Must Fall, this is next, and begins with just Timo's voice over Matthias's guitar, and I really don't have a massive amount of things to say about this song. It's alright, nothing massively special. Except that I think that Matthias's guitar throughout this album really starts to get a bit repetitive and dull at this stage. I can't really say I do rate him as a guitarist. His rhythm is not all that interesting, and his lead is fairly standard stuff. I mean, still, Timo's voice really carries the song, and it does build to a nice point, though the keyboardist really is the person who shines in this song. As the song slows the tempo towards the end, there's a nice solo from it. It's alright. The Story Is Over is next, and it starts fantastically, oh my god, with some lovely picked guitar, and even some whistling, I think, a bit like Guns N' Roses' Patience. And Timo's voice, it sounds particularly enchanting on this song. The song really is just, it really is quite extraordinary, to be honest. I love it, especially when the overdriven guitars come swooping in and just lift the sound to another level even. It really is an epic song that starts as a ballad and just ends in this wall of sound. Yeah, brilliant, brilliant song. And it should have ended the album, to be honest. But then we get Nemesis, and even though I think the previous song, as I said, should have ended it, it's still an excellent song with a pretty epic solo from Matthias, even though I have criticised him heavily. Sorry. But yeah, Timo really puts a lot into the chorus vocally, and it's a great chorus. In fact, the whole song is one of the best on the album. This song just seems to twist and turn and keeps itself very interesting, and I love the pseudo-symphonic elements, which are used fantastically, to be honest. Overall, I'm going to give this... Well, overall, I think that it's certainly a really solid power metal release, and this band, you know, they have a pretty cool sound. I like the more electronic driven thing, but again, like a lot of power metal, it is pretty predictable, and it doesn't sound that massively different from a lot of power metal bands, I have to say, modern power metal bands certainly. And this album does lack a bit of variety, but as I said, it's a bit of a common trope in power metal. However, I did enjoy this album. It has some really big, strong, powerful choruses, and it's a really fun, positive power metal album. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Definitely recommend picking it up if you're a fan, but if you don't know them, give maybe Helicon Days and Unbreakable a go, but wait till it goes down in price before picking it up. And so say for like a 5 or something, really good album, but for maybe quite the $8.99 or $10, then I'm not sure. This has been the Album Man. Thanks for watching. Can't wait to subscribe. As usual, long live rock and roll.